Hi guys, this is Nicole back here with another video, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit of my story. So, as you guys, as I usually say, please make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And just because I'm thinking of it now, and I think it's good, comment down below some questions if you would like me to do a Q&A. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, sorry guys, for those of you who don't know me, I am Nicole, and I have been blind since birth. I have light reception on my left eye, and on my right eye, I have no light reception whatsoever, none at all. So, on top of I'm not just blind, I have other conditions. I have a jaw condition, and it is temporal mandibular joint syndrome, which shortens up to TMJ, and that is pretty much when my jaw gets stuck. So, it could either get stuck closed or open, and I cannot eat certain foods, like hard foods and stuff like that. So that's my heart condition. Now, the other condition is actually much more complicated.
Tilt right. Whoops. Level.
Sorry guys, if you hear that, that's my phone kind of orienting me on which way to move the camera. But back to it. So my other condition is called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it is shortened for POTS. So POTS. Not the weed, but just the heart condition. So pretty much, from what I can understand, it's a dysautonomia, so pretty much it has to do with my autonomic nervous system. So pretty much, my autonomic system is not functioning correctly. So that has to do with like your digestive system, your blood pressure, things that we cannot tell our head to do. So we cannot sit here and tell our head to lower our blood rate, to lower our heart rate. I'm sorry guys. And to bring our blood pressure up. That's not how that works. So pretty much that's what is not functioning in my body correctly. Blood flow is also another issue that I have trouble with. So the blood pulls down to my feet, apparently, and my feet are always constantly freezing and numb, and so are my hands. I'm always feeling tired and fatigued and dizzy, and every time I stand up, I feel like I want to pass out. Horrible, disgraceful, and ugh. Anyway, so a little bit about the story is that I got that condition pretty much. I got both TMJ and POTS at around the same year, but two different things. So pretty much I got POTS first. I got it in like September or October of 2014. And, it was hard to get it diagnosed. I'll probably do a whole story on that later. But it was really difficult to get a diagnosis for POTS. I was in the hospital for a really long time. Nobody knew what the heck was going on with me, but we managed to figure out what on earth was wrong with me. So I went to the cardiologist, and my 14-year-old rebellious self did not want to take the medications. So when I was like 16 years old, I stopped them. I stopped the medications out of rebellion, out of anger, out of sadness, out of pretty much everything that you can imagine. Then once I turned,
Tilt left.
Once I turned 20, now I'm 20, and it is October,
Tilt left. Level.
I started again with these POTS episodes, and so now I'm pretty much in bed all of the time, but I'm telling you, if it wasn't for these YouTubers like Amy Esther and Izzy, I forgot her last name, but yeah, very nice people. They really did inspire me to kind of talk about my condition in my YouTube channel, because I wasn't going to, but you know, they kind of inspired me to talk about it and kind of show how it is I live with it. And because I didn't know I didn't know that there is a POTS community as well, like, you know, a postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome community. Like, there's also a blind community, so I'm like, well, this is different, because, you know, now I tell my boyfriend that I'm part of like 2 or 3 communities, because I have to deal with, you know, I'm blind, and on top of being blind, I have a heart condition, which drives me crazy, and I have a jaw condition, which drives me crazy as well, because, you know, sometimes I want to eat things, you know, that are like salty and delicious, and sometimes they're really crunchy or whatever, and I have to really watch out with what I eat, you know, depending on how I'm feeling, whether I have pain on my jaw or not. I mean, I'm not really going to talk about all those stories, because those would have to be literally separate videos, and this would literally take hours of speaking, because, well, yeah, I mean, they're really long, pretty long stories for each of them. Luckily, I don't have to say anything about my blindness. I mean, I can tell you how I live with my blindness and stuff like that, but really, I've been blind since birth, so, you know, to me, it's like something I have always been used to. So yeah, but, you know, now it's like something different, because when I stopped my medications, you know, yeah, I always had POTS. I've always had POTS for 6 years now, but I was able to kind of move around some more. I was able to do more things. Now, I couldn't always do the best things, because I would be at, you know, Joseph Cone Training Center, and I would bounce on the ball in fitness class, and I would sometimes feel very fatigued, and sometimes I would just feel done. You know, I would fall asleep, and then, you know, some staff members would come up and check on me, but, you know, or sometimes I would just be all right. You know, sometimes it was crazy, sometimes it wasn't, and sometimes I've got an episode and it went away, or I usually say episode, but true correction is a flare-up. So sometimes I would get a flare-up, and I would be all right immediately, and then sometimes it would take at least a week, because that means that I would probably be getting a cold or something like that. And so those are the days that I would be in bed, because I'm sick with a cold, and I'm sick with, you know, having a flare-up at the same time. So, but now, you know, now the most recent thing with me is that how do you explain it? I started feeling this flare-up coming on, you know, like, pretty much I've been dizzy. I've still been able to do a few little tiny things around, like clean the litter box or whatever, but all of a sudden I waited 2 weeks, and it didn't go away, so I unfortunately had to go and tell my mom that I was feeling disgraceful, because, well, I felt like I was taking out my dog, and I felt like I was just gonna pass out in the middle of the concrete. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And, you know, when I was younger, when I was 14 years old and I first got POTS, they gave me a walker or a rollator, however you guys word it out there, a walker, a rollator, that has like a little chair. So yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's what I have now, so that's what I use again. So now I have to deal with using a rollator or a walker and using my cane, and it does get complicated, because, you know, I'm trying to focus on a lot of things at once. You know, whether it's my dizziness, I'm trying to focus on my body to see if it's telling me to sit down, and I'm also trying to focus on my cane to make sure I don't bump into anything or anyone. I'm trying to focus on my rollator so it doesn't go rolling off, you know. So it's a lot to focus on. Plus, you know, in the future, when I start going independently outside and I start crossing streets,
Tilt left.
It's gonna be a lot to kind of focus on. And I am. I'm still wondering on how it is I'm gonna do that because, you know, so hopefully I get my mobility instruction soon, so then that way I can be a little bit more confident with all of that, because now that I have, you know, I went to the Joseph
Viewfinder. Focus.
I'm sorry. I went to the Joseph Cohen Training Center, and, you know, I wasn't using my walker, so I was just using my cane, and I did a pretty good job. But, you know, I kind of want to learn how to do both things at once because, well, you know, I don't want to just go out and, you know, be worried or something about, you know, because sometimes I do get brain fog and I do get confused, and it kind of frustrates me. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave it at that for today. But
Tilt left.
if you guys have any
Adult. Level.
if you guys have any questions on any of my conditions,
Tilt left.
or if you want me to do a Q&A for you guys about this, leave it down in the comments below. I will definitely
Tilt left. Level.
I will definitely be watching out for those comments. So yeah, so I'll remember to write them down. The questions that you write, I'll remember to just copy it and paste it onto my laptops, and that way I can do that. Or I'll probably do the video on my laptop and record it.
Adult. Jewelry. Textile.
So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and again, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and yeah. Bye. How do you stop this?